Have you ever wanted to create your own handicapping dream team? You can now build your own superstar handicapping lineup using our Pick Your Team program at both wagertalk.com and sportsmemo.com. Even more exciting, until Sunday, January 16th at midnight, you can save 15% off your Pick Your Team using coupon code PYT15 when checking out. Dave Koken, Marco D'Angelo, and Ralph Michaels, John Ryan, Joseph D'Amico, and Rocketman. The combinations are endless, and you can choose up to 5 handicappers. You start saving once you choose any 2 handicappers of your choice, and you can pay as little as under $6 per handicapper. Who will make your dream lineup? Just go to Wager Talk or SportsMemo, click Pick Your Team, and personally hand select your handicapping roster. Don't forget, coupon code PYT15 will expire January 16th, so make sure to get your 15% discount.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Wednesday edition of the NCAA Basketball Triple Double Show, powered by the Brick the Playbook and presented by SportsMemo TV. And of course, I have you more than covered for tonight's action in the NCAA hardwood with my co-hosts Rocky and Buster. And by the way, Buster is ranked number 1 all sports the past couple of weeks at sportsmemo.com, including the NHL, where he has tops the last 3, the last 7, and the last 30 days. So if you're looking for an expert, he is definitely one of them. Number 2, Rocky, 73% in the NFL. It's just absolutely sick. 70% college hoops for the season. And I almost feel like I'm definitely third on this show, but still the record's pretty good. 69% the last 20 bowl games. So the Bulls are rolling pretty good again. That'll be 8 consecutive years of profitability. And NBA, long-term trend, 440 wins, 354 losses. That's 56.4% over my last 815 NBA picks, and that's spanning more than 5 seasons. So, enough boasting about our facts and our track records, gentlemen. And let's get right to it. The first game we're going to break down here is Buster's game. It's the VCU Rams. They're in the Atlantic 10. This is Atlantic 10 matchup against the Dayton Flyers. This is taking place at the University of Dayton Arena. Starting at 7 o'clock tonight, VCU 7-4 and 7-4 against the spread. Dayton is 8-5 on the season, 6-7 against the spread. Dayton comes into this game as a modest 2-point home favorite with a total that's pretty darn low at 124. So take it away, Buster, and tell us where the best bet is in this matchup tonight.
Okay, John, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to doing these videos every Wednesday to put out some free plays for the guys, just like we have done with the NFL shows. Today, we're going to be on Dayton here. They're a small home favorite. Like you said, only laying 2 points. It's been kind of a tough year right off the bat for VCU. They lost 2 of their top 7 players when both Watkins and McAllister went out with ACL tears at the beginning of the season. But they're a very deep club, and they kind of haven't missed a beat yet, although, like you said, they're 7-4, but they play a tough schedule. But I believe this is going to be problematic for VCU going forward now that we're right into the conference play here. Another problem for VCU, they've been riddled with COVID. I think almost every player, coaches have had it. And both these teams haven't played for a while, but VCU hasn't played since December 15th. And now they have to go on the A10 road. And as we both know, all roads are just, it doesn't matter what road. The roads in college basketball are very tough for these kids. And this could be their first game going on the road and going to Dayton, a very tough place to play. I just believe it's a real bad spot for VCU here. And Dayton has big-time revenge as VCU beat them 3 times last year. So Dayton's probably had this game circled right off the bat. Now, both these teams have been playing. They played some quality clubs at the beginning of the year. VCU beat Syracuse, and but they lost close ones to one of the best teams in the country, Baylor, and to UConn. So as far as Dayton, they've built a pretty good record. They have a few losses, but I mean, they've beat Kansas, Miami, Belmont. They just beat Virginia Tech. So they have some nice wins there. And they got a good young club there in Dayton. And they need to win these games in conference to try to get into the big tourney. So, and of course, John, just like in the NFL shows, have to have a trend here. So the trend here is the favorite between these two clubs is 10-1 in the last 11 games. So we're going to go with a small home chalk here, Dayton -2.
Love the breakdown. You know I love numbers, especially when they're as strong as that. And speaking of revenge, you had revenge in your game. My game also has a bit of revenge to it. And it's Villanova hosting Creighton. And this is a game that caught my eye right away when the lines came out late last night. Back on December 17th, Villanova was hammered by Creighton 79-59 as a 7-point favorite. 7-point road favorite, nonetheless. And there's a tradition in this. There's a pattern with Villanova and the Big East opponents. When they lose by a humiliating amount, and granted, Jay Wright is one of the best college basketball coaches the planet has ever seen, they usually get their act together and, pay back the loss. And I think that's what's going to happen tonight. Villanova, scored 36 points against Baylor. Okay, Baylor's defense is just absolutely ridiculously good. And that's just an anomaly. But since then, they have recovered. The last two games, they scored over 70 points. I think against this Creighton defense, they're more likely to score into the 80s, which is more of our traditional Villanova, Jay Wright type of squad. As a favorite this year, Villanova Wildcats are 9-1 straight up. This line is a double-digit favorite, so I don't think you want to play the money line, but it does support Villanova. Gillespie is now playing like the Gillespie we know. He's the star of Villanova, if you haven't heard of that name. He's a shooting guard, point guard. He can pretty much play everything on the floor. Villanova generally runs 4 guards at times with a forward. And they play fast on missed shots. With Creighton missed shots now, you're going to see Villanova just get at it and run that fast break as often and as effectively as possible. And I think they really do. Pardon the pun, they'll run them right off the court. Gillespie was 6 for 12 in his last game, scored 21 points. Of the 5 starters, Gillespie, Slater, Moore, Samuels, and Dixon, only Dixon didn't score in double digits. And when I see Villanova starting to share the ball the way they have in the last 2 games, that really makes me bullish on Villanova. Plus, last year, guys, they lost to Creighton. And I will get that data right here. They lost to Creighton on March 3rd. February 13th. They went to Creighton and lost 86-70. 16-point deficit. They were a 2-point road favorite. Then on March 3rd, the revenge happened. And they defeated Creighton 72-60. 12-point win as a 5.5-point home favorite, and I think the same thing happens here again. In that loss last year, they shot 38% from the field, and then in the revenge, they shot 48%. Conversely, Creighton shot 59% in last year's win. They shot 54% in the win this year, and then when the revenge came around, Creighton hasn't shot above 40% at Villanova since 2019, and that's a span of 8 games against Villanova at Villanova. So I think you're going to see a repeat of that history, and I'm truly all over Villanova. This will be a 4% premium play to my clients. So that takes care of that one. And bringing up our anchor position, as always, is our good friend Rocky, who's, I think we're just going to name him the 70% man. Because I think anything he looks at, I think he would hit at least 70%. I mean, if he played baseball, he might set the record for the highest batting average ever. Anyway, we're going to talk about the North Carolina. And this is a marquee game. The North Carolina Tar Heels on the road at Purcell Pavilion at the Joyce Center. That's Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Both ACC teams. I wish their football team would be a member of the ACC as well so they could play a championship game if they're that good. But that's a topic for another day, maybe next season. But nonetheless, Notre Dame's only 3-9 against the number so far. North Carolina 5-8 against the number. This game has Notre Dame as a 3-point home dog. The total is 146.5. Take it away, Rocky, and tell us where the best bet is in this matchup.
Thank you, John. We have North Carolina coming in with a 10-3 straight up. Notre Dame's only 7-5 straight up on the season. This North Carolina team's very balanced this year. They have 5 players scoring in double digits so far. They're led by Caleb Love, 15.6 points per game. He also leads them in assists. Armando Bacot is scoring 15.3 points per game, and he also leads them in rebounds. RJ Davis scoring 13.3 points per game. Brady Manick is at 12.7 points per game off the bench. And Dawson Garcia scores 10 points per game this year. This is a Tar Heel team that I think will continue to improve throughout the year and could have a strong showing in the big dance this year. They just blew out Boston College a few nights ago, and they had 4 players score 17 points or more in that game. So they're starting to gel pretty good. North Carolina is ranked a respectable number 32 in the nation in field goal percentage, hitting 48.2% this season. They go up against a Notre Dame team that's ranked 255th in the nation in defense. They allow 43.8% field goal percentage. North Carolina is ranked number 9 in the nation in three-point field goal percentage, hitting 40% of their three-pointers on the year. They go up against a Fighting Irish team that's ranked 334th in the nation in three-point defense. They allow 37.3% this season, and North Carolina will own the boards as well in this one. I think it's a big mismatch. A few trends for this game. Notre Dame is 2-9 against the spread in all games this year, 4-15 against the spread the last 19 games overall. Notre Dame is 1-6 against the spread this year against teams with a winning record. North Carolina is 4-1 against spread last 5 games against a team with a winning record. North Carolina is 5-2 against spread last 7 games overall. So we're going to play North Carolina, laid a small number here on Wednesday to get the job done.
Great breakdown, gentlemen, and that will bring us to the end of our NCAA basketball show. We appreciate all of you watching this NCAA triple-double show, and do yourself a favor. Don't do it for us, but take a moment and subscribe and like if you like our shows. It takes 2 seconds. And have some fun hammering that bell, because you know why? Then you'll get notified instantly of any show that is released, and you will not miss another edition. These shows have been profitable, and they're free, and they're just a glimmer of what you would get as a premium all-access client from the 3 of us and anybody else that appears on our shows, which includes college football, NFL, NBA. I can't say enough about the guests that I have. They are the best of the best, and you should trust and get their subscriptions. And that's all I'm gonna rant about. So we'll look forward to seeing you again for another edition of the NCAA Triple Double Show tomorrow. That'll be me doing a solo show, but it's still pretty good. So on behalf of SportsMemo.com, Buster, Rocky, and myself, remember, always bet with your head, not over it, and may all the wins be yours.
Have you ever wanted to create your own handicapping dream team? You can now build your own superstar handicapping lineup using our Pick Your Team program at both wagertalk.com and sportsmemo.com. Even more exciting, until Sunday, January 16th at midnight, you can save 15% off your Pick Your Team using coupon code PYT15 when checking out. Dave Koken, Marco D'Angelo, and Ralph Michaels, John Ryan, Joseph D'Amico, and Rocket Man. The combinations are endless, and you can choose up to 5 handicappers. You start saving once you choose any 2 handicappers of your choice, and you can pay as little as under $6 per handicapper. Who will make your dream lineup? Just go to Wager Talk or Sports Memo, click Pick Your Team, and personally hand select your handicapping roster. Don't forget, coupon code PYT15 will expire January 16th, so make sure to get your 15% discount.